Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Genesis Veronica, and first of all I would like to address how weird it is to address myself as Genesis because I'm Latina. And here my name is spelled Genesis, but if I told you guys my name is Genesis, I am 99% sure you will mistake it for the liquor. No, I'm not Genesis like the liquor bottle. I am Genesis like the first book of the Bible. Amen. Now, having said that, let's jump right into what I have for today for you. So I went thrifting and I found a couple of very nice things which I knew I could upgrade them a little bit. I took a jacket and then I flip it into one top that's kind of like a bralette shape, and then I tried to do a skirt, but I didn't account that I did not have enough fabric. So all of the process is right with a lot of mistakes, by the way. But the process is right for a skirt, but I ended up making it a top because this body did not fit on that size. But you guys decide if you have enough fabric to go for the skirt, or then you just improvise a little bit just like I did. So I also did a t-shirt which I turned into a very trendy top. It's actually my favorite and I'm super ready for you guys to see it. This is not a how-to tutorial, but this is how I fucked up doing this project so that you don't have to fuck up yourself. So keep on watching so you can learn from my mistakes and you can hopefully do them better at home. But I absolutely loved how they turn out. That's what's the important part, for us to enjoy the process, learn from the mistakes, because I have no sewing experience whatsoever, and if I made it, you can make it too. So let's just shut up because everybody hates intro, and let's just jump right into it. Let's see what I got. So guys, this is the awful jacket I was talking about. I got it for like $3 in the Salvation Army. The only thing it had cute was the denim. So here I am taking it and folding the back side in half so that I can cut my pattern, and now I am pinning this cute bralette I had to the fabric that I just folded, and I am starting to trace it, leaving seam allowance with this tool that you see on screen. It's in actually every sewing kit, so that I am leaving 3/8, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 3/8 of seam allowance, and I am folding basically the bralette so that I can get every single side of where the seams are, and I'm tracing that. Make sure that you fold every side like with the seam, and then from there you leave your seam allowance like I'm doing on screen. There's no much explanation to do. And I'm gonna be really honest guys, in this part specifically where I'm pinning the bottom band of the bralette, I didn't think, I don't know how, that I could just trace it without leaving additional fabric, because this is of course a stretchy fabric that I am tracing or taking the pattern from, and of course this denim doesn't stretch, so it wasn't going to fit me, but that's something I'm gonna fix later. So anyways, I am tracing that band. First I started with the first half and now the back half of it, and I'm tracing it with the seam allowance. There we go, and I didn't know I was going to fuck up very badly, but here I am cutting my pattern, both sides of the band and the left and right sides of the cut. Now I am joining the left and the right side, front both sides together, and you're gonna see briefly how that turns out. And you repeat the same steps with both cups. Now for the lower band, I'll be joining both sides of the lower band. And with a safety pin, I will be distressing both sides, the upper and the lower side of the waistband and also of the cups. This is a finishing touch I want to give to my bralette type of top. And now you see how that turns out is extremely cute. I then learned that I could actually sew a straight line around the edges so that it wouldn't keep distressing. And after measuring it on my body, I noticed that the lower band wasn't right and I needed extra fabric. So I decided to just add this extra fabric and attach an elastic so that it could look cuter and the finishing would be a little better. So then I am marking the middle of the fabric and attaching the elastic on the middle to see more or less how much fabric I was going to have left and try it on. Now I am stitching the elastic by really pulling it, and I sew both of the elastics, and this is how that back band turned, which I really liked. And now I noticed that still I had too much fabric left after trying on and it was too big for me. So I started to take from all of the sides, both of the sides of that middle band that I just added and the bands that were originally there, if that even makes sense. I then proceeded to top stitch the join of the left and right cup so that it could give it a nice finishing touch. I love how that looks on denim. And after attaching both of the cups to the band, I then started actually pinning it. I then started to stitch a straight line across all of the band to join those two cups. You will see now how that turned out very fucked up, especially on the right cup. But when I measured it, the cups were looking just fine and actually very symmetrical, which I was completely impressed. So then I went on to try to add with the sewing machine, these lace straps, but it was actually impossible. I tried for more than 15 minutes, and after giving up, I just tried to hand sew it, and still it didn't work. So I at the end just added some glue and it worked perfectly fine. You'll see. Girl, you really have no idea that is not working right. That's literally gonna rip in your body. Yep. I'm about to give up and just use some glue. Then I used my sewing machine to just press it a little bit, and this is how fab it turned out, girl. Now for my fell skirt, I measured my waist, took that measurement and divided by 2 so that I could use each side of the jacket to make half of the pattern, and I just used the length that I had available for the total length of the skirt. You will see how that turned out, not really well, but you know, if you have more fabric, definitely just measure the length in which you want the skirt to drop and use that amount of fabric. Just don't follow me here unless you want to make this cutie top I ended up with, but the idea is to have a bralette with a matching skirt. So if you can go for the skirt, just do it. Now I decided that I wanted to use the button casing as my elastic band, so I am unstitching the sides so I can have a continuous elastic band. And now I'm joining the sides of the skirt front together. I am pinning. I hate pinning. It's just so nerve-wracking. But you just gotta do it. Now, girl, at this point, how haven't you noticed that this is not gonna work? You don't fit in there. Like, how? What in tarnation was you really thinking that? Never mind. I'm just joining sides together. This was completely horrible. Make sure you're using a denim needle. I was actually using one, but the thread just broke multiple times. Just take your time with this. Don't rush it. Just like flow with it. And I don't know why I have no footage while attaching the elastic, but I just sewed the waistband and then inserted the elastic, and this is how it turned out. I'm seriously going to give myself a 10 out of 10 in creativity, a 0 out of 10 in logic. But work, girl. This top is still very chic, even if it was supposed to be a skirt, you know. Now for the last project, I am taking a t-shirt, cropping it, and creating a very cool, trendy, vintage. I'm kidding, you just use those words nowadays for everything. Now I am measuring where I wanted my crop to be, and then pinning the fabric so that it doesn't move too much around, and cutting that extra fabric, but don't get rid of it since we will be using it to cut some strips for the channels and the straps. Now we are cutting 2 centimeter strips that we will be going to cut into straps, and those are going to be our channels. We repeat that step twice so that you have a total of 4 strips, 2 for each side of the t-shirt. One for the strip to go up and the second one for the strip to come down again. So now we are going to be measuring 5 inches from the side seam and making a straight line until you make it almost to the sleeve, and you're going to make it a little bit of a curve. You repeat that step on the other side of the t-shirt. Don't do like me, I literally messed up and did it on the right side of the shirt. Just make sure you turn your t-shirt to the wrong side of the fabric. Then I decided to pin only 1 channel per side and see how it was going to look like. And after that, I started hemming the bottom of the t-shirt. I would recommend if you do a double hem, it will look cleaner, but I just wanted to get it over with and see how those channels would look like. And make sure you sew that stitch on almost the edge of the channel, since you need to leave space in the middle so that strap can go in and out. I then added the second channel, which make sure is on the right side of that first channel, so that the ruched effect sits on top of your boob. It's gonna look better. Just believe me in this one, even if I'm a mess. But just, follow the same guidelines and sew as close to the edge as possible. Now we will be cutting 1-inch strips all along that excess fabric that we left, and then cutting only one side so that we have these long ass strips. And this pen that I just showed you is called Friction. It's amazing because you can draw on top of the fabric, and when you iron, it just disappears completely. It's amazing. You should go get it. Maybe I'll link it below if I find it for you guys. I find it in a local store. So this is how both channels look. Yes, they look a little bit fucked up, but that doesn't matter since the rushed effect that we're gonna give it, it's gonna take away all those stitches, and you will not be able to see it. As long as the straps fit, it's okay. So with a safety pin, you just cross it down one channel and then bring it back down the other so that the straps are hanging on the bottom of the shirt. And this is how it turned out. Completely beautiful to wear with some sweatpants or something. I just loved how it turned out. Also, I think this voiceover was shitty as fuck, but don't worry, I'll get better with time. Well guys, you have now seen what I have been up to, and hopefully you love them and and you learn from my mistakes. And the message for this video is that no matter how fucked up it is, just keep going. It always just works out for the best. So this is my message for the video, and I hope you guys can recreate some of these projects and tag me or comment me if you do them. If you like this video, please share it with your friends. I'm just starting out on YouTube, and support from you guys would mean a whole lot to me. Just let me know if you enjoy the content that I create. So having said that, thank you so much for watching, and if you've made it till this point, subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.